Good evening and welcome to the 2015 Jeffrey J. Zogg Build New York Awards. Since 1990, the Build New York Award winners have symbolized the best of construction projects in the state. Winning projects have included buildings and bridges, large and small, new and renovations, public and private. Some projects are beautiful, others ordinary to the eye, but they all have one thing in common. They presented challenges that were met successfully by the winning company and the project team. The awards emphasize the construction team, not only the general contractor or construction manager, but also many others: the owner, architect, engineer, subcontractors, suppliers, and craftspeople who contribute to the success of a project. Each winner is presented with a trophy made of Lake Placid blue granite, set on a black pedestal in recognition of the company's efforts. The award is meant to symbolize substance, quality, and dependability, just as a piece of New York granite does. Celebrating its 25th anniversary this year, the Jeffrey J. Zogg Build New York Awards are selected by a jury of industry peers. Over 100 different projects throughout New York State have been honored over the years. The Granite Award is displayed prominently in dozens of contractor and client offices throughout New York State. Let's introduce this year's 2015 Jeffrey J. Zogg Build New York winners. Our first winner is LaChase Construction Services for the Golisano Children's Hospital. The University of Rochester Medical Center wanted a next-generation hospital that would provide comfort and care so that children and families could focus on what matters most: healing. After enduring several years of multiple pre-construction iterations, the project finally came to life in July of 2011, with the first schematic going forward as what is now known as the Golisano Children's Hospital at Strong. The LaChase construction team remained steadfast throughout those early years when the initial project scope was altogether different. The project encompassed a new 245,000 square foot, 8-story state-of-the-art expansion to an existing and extremely active hospital. LaChase served as the construction manager at risk for this initiative, the largest capital project to date for the University of Rochester, valued at $145 million. Features of the project included a pediatric imaging unit, the first of its kind in New York outside of New York City, 44 private neonatal intensive care unit rooms, 52 private pediatric patient rooms, 2 shell floors for a future pediatric intensive care unit, and a multi-story bridge connection to the existing hospital and tie-ins on the first, ground, and basement levels. An initial GMP of $103.5 million was agreed upon during pre-construction. However, as the project scope evolved, so did the numbers associated with it. LaChase worked diligently to provide value engineering on all aspects of the project to reduce the cost by more than $1 million. Due to the project targeting LEED Silver certification, the LaChase team worked to ensure that the building was designed and built with highly efficient, cutting-edge materials, keeping a close eye on lead times, cost, and true functionality of these items. Following lean construction practices, LaChase employed the use of pull scheduling to streamline processes, procure and distribute resources, and create a collaborative environment with the contractors working on the project. Serving as the referral center for seriously ill or injured children from the 17-county Finger Lakes region and beyond, Golisano Children's Hospital complements the distinguished roster of past Build New York Award recipients, making this project highly deserving of the honor. The University of Rochester Medical Center entrusted LaChase with its vision of providing a safe place for children to play, exercise their imagination, and be surrounded by family while they heal. Our second Jeffrey J. Zogg Build New York Award winner is L.P. Simonelli for the Maid of the Mist Winter Storage Facility. The internationally recognizable Maid of the Mist has operated since 1846, offering boat tours to millions of visitors at the foot of the iconic Niagara Falls. The Maid of the Mist has operated from both the Canadian and American sides, storing all boats at a docking facility on the Canadian side. In 2012, the Maid lost the procurement for boat tours in Canada, and as such lost its winter storage facility. If a suitable site could not be constructed on the American side in less than 2 years, the boats would be destroyed by the winter ice buildup in the gorge. The Maid of the Mist had less than 2 years to construct a suitable storage and maintenance facility or lose a 30-year contract to provide tours on the American side of the falls. The only site that offered any potential was the former National Historic Shoalcoff Power Plant. This property is located 200 feet in the lower Niagara Gorge, sandwiched between the Niagara River, separating Canada, the U.S., and the gorge wall on the American side. This is where the Shoalcoff Power Plant was located from 1895 until it collapsed on June 7, 1956. From there, it sat in ruins until 1962, when it was partially demolished. The project received a great deal of media regarding whether or not to build on this historic site, and also meant that more than a dozen different state and federal agencies would have input. The Maid of the Mist invested $32 million in the former Shoalcoff Power Station site. There were strict guidelines to follow and a great deal of responsibility that came with building on the designated site. LP Simonelli ensured that the smallest amount of land was disturbed and that the rest of the land was carefully preserved and untouched. An estimated 25,000 tons of limestone and debris had to be moved to create a site suitable for a 30,000 square foot dry dock area and a 2,500 square foot maintenance office. The project also included installing a new elevator in the existing elevator shaft that runs from the upper gorge to the lower gorge and a fueling and utility system. This crucial deadline had ramifications beyond the Maid of the Mist. Niagara Falls attracts approximately 20 million people to both sides of the border each year. Boat tours of the Niagara Gorge are a major tourist attraction and as such an important part of the local economy. Failure to finish the project on time would have left the Canadian side with a monopoly on the boat tour for the 2014 tourist season, devastating the Niagara Falls, New York tourist economy. In October 2013, a Liebherr crane installed by LP Simonelli with a 200-ton capacity, the largest in North America, used its 96-foot high crane and 78-foot long arm to successfully lift both 130-ton boats to their winter resting point, making the project a huge success. LP Simonelli successfully managed a strict schedule, complex and changing design, intense media and public scrutiny, and worker safety, and a very unique site with tough weather conditions. Our third Jeffrey J. Zogg Build New York Award winner is Gilbane plus Welliver, a joint venture for the Corning Museum of Glass North Wing expansion. The $64 million North Wing expansion was the resounding answer to the Corning Museum of Glass's need for additional space to accommodate larger, more complex installations of contemporary glass artwork, as well as its 440,000 visitors from around the world each year. The 100,000 square foot contemporary art and design wing expansion, managed by the joint venture team Gilbane and Welliver, was highlighted by the construction of a new 26,000 square foot gallery space and the retrofit of the adjacent Steuben Glass Factory building to house the Hot Shop Amphitheater, a venue for hot glass shows and live glass design sessions held by world-renowned artists. Additional spaces completed in the expansion include a new administration suite, conference room, mechanical room, public restrooms, and a large elevator, which was installed to simplify the process of moving larger pieces of artwork into the gallery. The new wing also features environmentally sustainable design elements, including insulated double-glazed windows with high-performance low-E coating to reduce heat gain, daytime illumination provided by natural light, a daylight harvesting system, VAV controls to track occupancy and system performance to reduce energy consumption, and stormwater retention to reduce runoff and erosion. The wall system consists of 20-foot-high curved cast-in-place steel-framed concrete cavity walls, all topped with 206 precast concrete beams that span up to 70 feet between the interior walls and the outer steel structure. Every piece of the system, down to the last bolt, is interconnected and was dependent on the previous installation being done correctly and on time to keep the project progressing. Gilbane and Welliver operated under a joint venture as construction manager at risk for the North Wing expansion under a guaranteed maximum price contract. Welliver was also the design builder and provided self-performed services for the Steuben Glass Factory building portion of the project in order to preserve the schedule when design delays occurred. Throughout the project's 3-year duration, the museum, which is open to the public 361 days per year, remained fully operational due to the coordination, communication, and leadership provided by the project team. Upon the ribbon cutting in March 2015, the new wing became the world's largest exhibition dedicated to the presentation of contemporary art in glass. Our final Jeffrey J. Zogg Build New York Award winner is E.W. Howell for the Smithsonian Cooper Hewitt National Design Museum. E.W. Howell worked with the Smithsonian Institution to restore the Cooper Hewitt Smithsonian Design Museum located in the Carnegie Hill Historic District on Manhattan's Upper East Side. Originally designed by Babb, Cook, and Willard in 1902, the museum occupies the former home of Andrew Carnegie on 5th Avenue and 91st Street and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The campus also includes 2 historic townhouses on East 90th Street and the Arthur Ross Terrace and Garden. The renovation expanded exhibition space by 7,000 square feet by converting the 3rd floor of the mansion, currently the library, to new contemporary galleries, and moving the library to 2 adjacent townhouses while improving gallery spaces and infrastructure at the mansion and townhouses. The mansion project included new freight elevators, new registrar offices, and new art conservation labs. Important public spaces such as the main stair accessing the gallery floors, cafe, and restrooms were renovated and expanded to enhance the visitor experience. The project was designed and built to achieve a silver rating from the USGBC. The museum required a clear path from the delivery entrance to the freight elevator into each gallery to load in exhibit crates. To accomplish this, at the delivery entrance, the existing granite was trimmed back and refinished. A custom door was installed with a removable leaf, and a removable railing was installed. On the first floor of the gallery, a 10-foot by 8-foot 9-inch pivoting wall was formed by creating a frame mounted on a Rixon pivot and clad with the existing Scottish oak wood paneling to give the appearance of a finished space consistent with the adjacent walls. E.W. Howell hired an architect to manage the quality control process who worked closely with all of the subcontractors. This included doing detailed shop drawings of every wood floor parquet pattern to exactly replicate its original design. The majority of the project was considered to be a Level 5 finish, or of the utmost historic importance, and required special attention from restoration contractors and conservators. The quality control team from both E.W. Howell and Smithsonian was on site daily to monitor all new work. There were challenges to the project, some anticipated and some unforeseen, but E.W. Howell met them head-on by establishing clear communication with the entire project team and offering solutions when issues arose. As a result, the former home of Andrew Carnegie now serves as a beautiful space for the Cooper Hewitt National Design Museum. Congratulations to all of our winners.